Hi, I'm Mark from SoonExistent, and I am running out of things to say here.
Oh my dick!
I tried a new recording setup for this one. Not where you see now. New recording settings on my OBS. Turns out, don't use your graphics card to record, because that's a no bueno. So, you're now glimpsing at the new setup. There's a lot more echo. Echo. It's like it sounds like a Tim and tinfoil thing. But whatever. I'll fix it. I am learning sound dampening stuff. I need to get more. Had a while, but I had no walls, so it didn't matter. So, you may be wondering, what are we doing today? The hit game, Mortal Kombat. So, every video, if you're new here, hi, how are ya? If you're wondering what we do here, I recommend you a video game, a fighting game that you can play. That is a new fighting game every week for the entirety of 2025. I have kept it up, and this week has been really weird. So, but with every video, we have 4 points that we hit. History, IRL significance, story, in-universe significance, fandom, personal significance, and future, significance in general. Here we have the history of Mortal Kombat, the in real life significance. So in the 1990s, Mortal Kombat came out to combat the very popular Street Fighter and Tekken that are raging in all the arcade cabinets. But this hit the gaming industry by like a storm. It was one of the few games that actually showed blood and guts, and that was the main premise. Obviously, a lot of annoyed parents were like, "No, you can't have that. My kid can't play that." Well, duh, Karen. I mean, they didn't find out till a decade later. But that's besides the point. And this is one of the few brands that actually went on to do so much more. I'm talking comics, cartoons, card games, like wild stuff. Hell, they had movies and are still making movies to this day. Wild. Oh, it does. It does kind of matter. Not against the fucking sun! It's hard to describe the actual IRL significance because of how under the radar it technically have been. But it's also one of the few games that have console exclusive characters and has done it for the longest. I'm talking Kratos and Freddy Krueger for the Xbox, not the Xbox, the PlayStation 3. Jason Voorhees and fucking RoboCop for the PS5. They didn't have anything for the GameCube because Nintendo was like, no, we're a family company. Fuck that. But speaking of characters, let's get on with the story. Story. So, I was gonna make a joke about, oh, it's about a tournament to save the world. And just say, oh, it's complicated. My God, it is wild. It, whew, it stresses me out how complicated this story is. So the original Mortal Kombat essentially was a fighting tournament to save the world. The main bad guy, Shao Kahn, Shao something, was running a tournament to find the best fighters to then so that he can then kill them and be like, haha, I killed your strongest fighters. No one can defeat me. And then they go up against him. They win. They still die. Like, it's fine. It's not like I was invested anyway. And legitimately, every game is like that. Down to the very newest one where they reset everything. It's a fighting tournament to save the world. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They knew what worked, and they stuck with it. Mad props, but Jesus Christ. But that's not what people normally play them for. They normally play them for the DLC characters that they decide to add after the fact. The story is there for a bonus. As is with most games. The newest one, I believe, have Omni-Man, Homelander, and a few extra dudes that I believe are like, hey, this should be added. Mortal Kombat is very good with having added characters that are like, does this make sense in universe? No. Is it gonna be fun? Absolutely. As I've said before, Jason Voorhees, I think, is in Mortal Kombat 11 or 10. I forget which. There was also, I think, the Ninja Turtles. That might be Injustice, actually. And Spawn. Might also be Injustice. So, when speaking about Mortal Kombat, there are 6 characters that always come to mind and that you need to know about. You got Scorpion, Fire Ninja, Sub-Zero, Ice Ninja, their rivals, Liu Kang, Fire Monk, technically speaking, Fire Fighter, literally, technically, a living dragon, kind of, Raiden, Lightning Wizard. I wish I was joking. That's the extent. He's a lot more, but you know. Those 4. You got Sonya Blade, military lady. That's about it. Don't remember much of her character. Or what else she does, to be honest with you. I know she's military something. And then the piece de resistance, Johnny Cage. Whoo boy, Johnny Cage. Imagine an influencer at a fighting tournament. Now imagine that same influencer just so happens to have a long line of, what's the word? Magical powers to hit people in the nuts? Like, bitch, what? And this is almost not explained at all within the game. It's sort of like we explain it once. Forever. You should probably know. And even with the time reset, it's like, does that make sense? Absolutely not. Will I care? Also no. Is he fun to play? As fun as getting hit in the nuts. So, take that with a grain of salt. to be honest with you. And honest to God, I cannot tell you the actual plot line of anything with the story, because some characters come back as robots, others just straight up die. Some have powers, some are just a big dude with 4 arms. Like, they retcon everything. And I do mean everything. It's a very fascinating game. As a game designer standpoint, I know building it up and redoing it all the time, and it makes sense in universe. Kind of. So I'm going to be linking a video all about the lore of Mortal Kombat up, I think it's on one of the sides. I forget which. It's also going to be in the description if you miss it. So, that's fun. Now goes for randoms. By golly, this game has one of the worst fucking spammy moves characters I've ever seen. This game specifically. Street Fighter, okay, you can like match the speed of the player you're fighting, but that also depends on the character. Well, this one, there is so many characters that you could just blast, and it'll be impossible to dodge. If you get hit once, that's it. You'll just get spammed into a wazoo till you either throw your controller at the person or the TV, whichever is closer. Or depends on how angry you are. I will say each game has at least one character people just spam moves on. Usually, it's the laser beam from like a cyborg dude that has like a metal eye. It's a long story. I forget his name. He was Australian, I think. But let me tell you, homeboy is going to get hit with a shovel. I wish I was joking. I am totally not. I don't like it. I think the original was Raiden with his teleporting power. Because apparently giving a lightning wizard teleporting powers in a fighting game is totally a good idea. If you can't hear it, that was sarcasm. I can at least talk about the very most recent one that y'all probably should watch out for. So there's a character, I think called Rumble. Not entirely sure. I refuse to learn this character's name for how dirty everything has become because of him. So he has a move where he grabs you, then breaks your shield with a thrusting motion, essentially. And let me tell you, do not get hit by that from the back, because holy shit, it is near impossible to dodge. And if you want back shots, that might not be the way to get it. Unironically, but like legitimately. And I'm just gonna leave it there because they did have a collab with DC Mortal Kombat with a Clash of the Multiverse type of thing, where the Mortal Kombat cast fights the DC cast. It's very fascinating. It might be where Injustice started. The idea for it is like, hey, that's a good idea. And now we have the future. There's not really much to talk about, especially since we can't predict who or what they'll do. So please leave a comment down below. Tell us, what character do you want? I keep forgetting to do those calls of actions. like and subscribe. If you've made it this far, like that comment and subscribble. But genuinely, name a character you want in the new DLC for the things. I personally want Kratos back, because Homeboy with an updated look and the axe and the armor and the bless. It'll be so good. But essentially that's going to be the whole thing. So take it with a grain of salt. A tiny bit. So, thank you all for joining me. Hope to see y'all again next time. What's your favorite fighting game? Personally, I love Smash Bros. Thank you all for joining me. Hope to see y'all again next time. And as always, actually, follow us on our various social medias. I'll also be linking all our social medias in the description. So anyway, if what you want doesn't exist, finish him. Get over here. At some point, I should really put in the criteria of what makes a fighting game a fighting game. I could probably make that a video.